Welcome to The Short Score, your weekly update of roping news from around the industry, where you can find the latest on the sport from the pro rodeo ranks to the jackpot world. I'm Taylor Vollen, and I'm your host. Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Score. It's me again, Taylor Vollen, the normal host of The Short Score. I hope y'all enjoyed our interview last night with Clint and Jake because, spoiler alert, they're back tonight. That's right, Clint Summers and Jake Long won back-to-back go-rounds here at the NFR. They were 3-8 tonight to win round 2. You're going to hear in the interview how this is the best start to the NFR either one of them has ever had. Chelsea also talks with the guys about everything from horses to their game plan and how really they aren't even trying to win rounds each night. This episode of The Score is presented by Soft Ride Equine Comfort Boots. Soft Ride has been supporting our efforts in bringing you all the top news of the team roping and rope horse industries since the beginning, and they continue to bring unparalleled comfort for your horses and all their products.
But still the best start to the NFR you've ever had?
Oh yeah, by far. I've won round 2 before, like we talked about yesterday, round 1's been a little rough, but it's weird. We were walking down the hallway and that's what I told Clint. I said, man, I've showed up here a lot, like chest kind of bowed out, and I'm going to take all I can get this week, and it's humbled me in a hurry. And so it's been weird. We're really not trying to win first. I know it probably doesn't look that way or whatever, but we're trying to just make good runs, and the clock is being really friendly to us, I guess. So, yeah, we'll keep it rolling, hopefully.
Clint, you got the start you really wanted. I mean, I thought you got a good start last night, but tonight it was pretty great.
Yeah, I know. Like, for first round, last night was a good start. I wasn't late, but I wasn't in it. I wasn't what I practiced, so hard at the house. I want to be in it, If you break the barrier, you break the barrier, but I want to hit the barrier, and I want the steer to be right there where I can set them up best I can for Jake, and tonight I got that start.
Transmission, we talked about how big transmission is last night. You have a lot of tall head horses. Like, I'm thinking JV's tall, Joe's pretty tall, right?
Yeah,
but not like them. Is there anything with your angles that you really like a taller head horse, or is it just how they work?
Well, Clint's so big himself.
That's true. Making up for it. Yes.
No, not necessarily. Even the big horses I got, if you watch them work, they work like a smaller horse. They're real flat, pretty fast-footed, and that's what I look for. Even if I like a smaller horse, to be honest with you, but it just hasn't worked out that way. I've got big horses, but I want them flat and I want them good with their feet, and obviously score good, and that's what they are. Transmission. The cool thing about him, honestly, is he scores really good. But for instance, here the start is so fast. If I need to lift just a little bit, he gives just a hair. You can watch it. Like last night, first round, I kind of went and I lifted up and then I let go. And when I lifted up just a hair, he didn't pop up. He didn't, anything. He just kind of give in to me. And then when I let go, it was right back flat. And that means a lot right here in this building.
Jake, talk about Roger today. Were you happy with him?
Yeah, he's done awesome. It's kind of crazy to think that I was debating what to ride as good as he's done in here. That's what I was kind of laughing about. He thinks this deal's easy. He's run 2 and won first twice, but
Jake was scratching his head pretty good at the house. He's like, man, every day he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do, this and that. And I'm like, just pick one and go.
Yeah. Well, my dad told me after Sioux Falls, that was kind of the initial question. What are you going to ride once you get there? And my dad said, well, that's an easy one. You dance with the one that got you there. And Roger got me here. He really did. I'd say 85% of my winning on him this year. And so he's done an awesome job. He's just, like I said, he's easy. He stays he stays with his shoulders up, keeps his feet moving for me, and he's really easy for me to place my rope down. And then he's big enough and stout enough that when I dally, he ends the run pretty stoutly. So, I'm really tickled with him. I can't be more proud.
That's awesome. What is the plan? I just remember. Okay, I'm not picking on you. This isn't mean to pick on you.
I'm with you.
You take a lot of advice from Trevor. He's a great mentor. I remember going out and watching Trevor practice throughout the week at the finals. He always, I'm not saying always, but a lot, was running steers. About 2:30, 3 o'clock was running a steer. Is that part of your plan at all while you're here?
In a way, yes, I want to, and I probably will. I haven't, and obviously I probably won't on transmission. He's to the point he's the same at the house, and he's the same here. You know, he don't have no duck or nothing like that to him. He's just to the point. He is what he is. But for my sake, I'll probably go just rope the horns, not necessarily go at any, just rope, go through the little, you know, all the steps. But work ethic's big, and I do at home for sure, and that's what makes me think to do it here is just because at home I do it every day. Well, I don't want to get here and then just kick my feet up on the couch, you know. So I probably will. I haven't yet, but it's definitely coming, I think.
Jake, you've been here a lot of times, and you said you've had roller coaster finals. Do you have little nooks tucked away where you go and rope little people's houses around town, or?
I've practiced one time in 12 years, and the only reason I roped is my second finals. Brady was just a little bit off his game, and yeah, that's a rookie mistake, everybody. That's Barry Bird calling it. Yes. Thank you for ruining the interview.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you for that. But no, Brady was having a little bit of a hard time that year, and he wanted to go run some. I wasn't really too worried about him getting it turned around, but I've always tried to work extremely hard before I get out here, and in my mind frame, this probably isn't good or bad, but like my mind frame's always been, if you ain't ready by the time you get here, it ain't going to change. So I try to come out and throw some loops on the sawhorse and I guess mentally prepare for it. But yeah, I don't know. If I was struggling, maybe I'd want to, but probably ride with it.
And the other thing I was thinking about when you were talking about horses to ride, I think the last time, other than the other day yesterday when we talked about Colonel, and I said I was sorry, but the last time we talked about Colonel, you told me you probably couldn't say that he was retired. Your wife probably wouldn't accept those words. How's he doing, and what's Colonel up to?
Yeah, he's officially done. He's been done for a while. Yeah. I told everybody he had a knee go out on him. Mm-hmm. If I could put a new knee on him, I think I could ride him today. Like, there's nothing else wrong with him, but he can't hardly. It's sad to watch. Obviously, he built my place. I mean, the horse has done everything for me. But I don't know, it's hard for me a little bit. I've gotten better about seeing him now, but he can't hardly get out of a trot. He can barely get into a trot some days, but him and my little sorrel ball face named Scout, they're buddies and they hang out, and he seems happy and good in the pasture, and so I don't know, the humane thing might be to put him down a little bit, but I just can't bring myself to do it, and so we give him cookies and feed and supplement, and I spend a lot of money on him just to keep him semi-comfortable out, and it's kind of, I guess he's on hospice, and I don't know how long that'll last, but I'm going to take the best care I can of him till he's dead, I guess. So.
I think everybody that has ever had a great old one, or not even a great old one, not like Colonel. Great is a different level that Colonel's on, but everybody can relate to that. Your shirt was the main topic of conversation, and I don't know if everybody that listens to the podcast also watches all the other interviews, so I'm going to make you talk about it again. Okay. This is your tie-dye shirt is in honor of your uncle Goose. Mm-hmm. Tell me about Goose.
Well, Goose was a big part of our family, and he was a big supporter of mine. He came to the finals a lot, and he would even, like, one year he flew up to Ellensburg, him and his wife Darla, my Aunt Darla, and we lost him in August, and luckily I got to see him and tell him I loved him and tell him bye. Yeah, I did. He had cancer, and we knew a decent amount ahead of time that we were going to lose him, so that was a blessing in a way that we got to, it wasn't a sudden deal, and we did all get to tell him that we loved him and spend time with him, and he was in a lot of pain at the end, and so it was, we're happy that I guess he's not in pain anymore, but he wore tie-dye the whole time I grew up. It's all I remembered. And
was it like a hippie thing, a biker thing, or he just liked it?
Probably a hippie thing, honestly. I never asked him, I guess. It was just, something he did, and we wanted some way to honor him, and my wife, she didn't have this in mind, but she said, we ought to do a family tie-dye night or day or whatever, and I said, you know what, I'll just wear the shirt in the arena, and she's like, are you sure? And I was like, heck yeah, I'll do that. And so we put his initials up here on my pocket, and I called my Aunt Darla and cousin Amber and told them I was going to do it, and kind of explained it at least on Facebook, because I'm not a real flashy guy, so I guess I'm assuming everyone would know there was a reason behind it, not just randomly after 12 years I'm going to wear tie-dye. But I would have never dreamed that we'd have won the round again tonight, but it's pretty cool to be able to tell, I guess, say his name a few times in the interviews.
That's awesome. I'm going to have to look back through old pictures because you used to win on Pink Night. I feel like you won
did a lot, yeah.
Yeah, you won on Pink Night a lot, and
Yeah.
that was back when there was fewer rules, and like I would just go backstage with you guys, and your whole family would be back there, and we'd take a bunch of family pictures. I should look back and see if your Uncle Goose is in any of those pictures.
I guarantee he's been in at least a few of them.
Yeah.
I know I would have taken him on stage when he was here. So
Yeah.
But yeah, Pink Night. I don't know what it is. Maybe just the random. Maybe I need to start being more flashy.
Be bright, though.
Yeah.
I did get called Fallon Taylor about 4 times tonight.
Yeah,
so.
they said it.
I really did. Wagaspat come riding by me. He goes, Fallon, I need to get by you. And I was like, you're not even the first one. He's like, dang it, man. I thought I had a golden saying right there.
original.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. I looked at the heading standings. Haven't looked at the healing standings yet, so I'll fix that for when I write the story.
We don't need to look until about round 8 or 9.
I know you don't, but you came in like at Sioux Falls. We did not.
Well,
We were.
It's took an abrupt turn.
it has. And it's that done horse. The Bay did amazing. Don't get me wrong. If it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. But if it wasn't for transmission, I wouldn't be here either. So them 2 horses had a huge deal to do with it. But then afterwards, once we got through Sioux Falls, I've been telling myself over and over, we're only 2 go-rounds away. And just hopefully we keep doing what we're doing and making our run, and that lets us win a little money, hopefully.
Did you guys get to see much of the rest of the round?
It's such a weird deal when you're sitting back there.
Yeah.
My mind works so weird especially when you go that early.
You like watch the clock.
Literally all I'm seeing is like, are they faster than 3.8? And so like last night I didn't really see any of the runs. Like when we did the replay today, I'm like, this will be interesting. I didn't really actually see these runs. And tonight's the same way. I probably couldn't tell you what half of the guys did because I was just, so concerned with like, oh, hopefully they don't beat us. You're kind of tense back there because you want to win first. It's fun. But
that's what I told him. I said last night, I didn't remember watching it either. We kind of talked about it. So when I got to the hotel late last night, I was like, I'm going to watch the team roping. But I had no clue what anybody done. It was literally like watching the NFR, like watching that round.
Okay, wondering what everybody does. But I think the big deal, like I told him, I've come out here a lot, like tensed up, and man, I want to win a gold buckle. I mean, we all want to win a gold buckle. Shoot, that's our dream. Being here and then winning a gold buckle, that's the checklist. But I quit enjoying it, and so like I told him this year, I said, man, I don't care if we light it on fire or we don't do good. Like, who knows? This might be the last. Just
Yeah, we talked about that earlier this year.
Yeah.
But that was like your.
And I lost sight of that a little bit because I didn't rope as good, and it's harder to have fun when you're losing. So, I mean, it's obviously easy to have fun now when we're winning. But I just wanted to enjoy this week and kind of soak it all in again like the first timer. And just like the standings deal, like, yeah, we're not stupid. We know we've, fairly caught up or wherever we know we're in the ballpark at least now. So, but them first few years, I remember having backdoor chances. The very first NFR I came to, Brady, we walk out of the 9th round, and I'm just thrilled to death to be here. And he missed one. I think it was the only one he'd missed all week. And he headed outstanding. But I remember how mad he was, and I was like, dude, we've had a good week. Like, why are you so angry? And then I went up to the stands, and I'm looking through the program, and it had us, we were 3rd in the world, and I had 0 clue. I'm talking none. And so I'm aware of what's going on because, I mean, it's hard not to know, but it really doesn't matter because, like you said, man, there's so much money. And as easily as it's went our way for these 2, somebody else that's maybe had a little bit of rough luck the first 2 might just catch fire, and all of a sudden you look up and then, they're gone. So, I mean,
I think, too, though, like at the beginning of the summer, we just started roping, and I was behind the 8 ball big time. Jake had a lot more money won than I did, and we knew I had to win. And then we would do good, and then we'd kind of drop off. And I think just knowing that where I was at, my position, heck, I wasn't even in the top 50. I wasn't even on the website, you know what I mean? And knowing that we had to do good, and then we see we're like, man, we messed up that chance or messed up here, and then we do good, and it was just like, that's what made it stressful. We didn't get to rope all year, and then it's just like we put all the pressure on us right then that we had to do it. And I think that takes away from it just a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like we had all year to rope and look back on it. It's like, hey, we got this few months, and if we don't do it, then it's over. You don't get to go.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, do you have busy days? Have you been limiting your schedules?
I only do like one a day, honestly. I do something pretty much every day, but just like one a day.
You have to come to the replay again tomorrow.
You got it.
Is that okay that we have to talk about winning the round again tomorrow?
Going through a tunnel. I don't know. I was gonna lay up and just do church on TV, and that's what we talked about. We were gonna
after church.
We were gonna go to church. No, we'll come up and do the replay.
Is Champ gonna be there?
Maybe Jake.
Hey, that's cool too.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told Champ one time.
Tell them both to be there.
Anytime I see him or Richie, there's still that kid in me that's like, holy crap, that's Clay O'Brien Cooper.
I was going to ask, because you haven't seen Champ. I mean, Champ's kind of, I'm not saying he hasn't been around, but he hasn't been around.
I probably haven't seen him in 2 years. I went, no, I saw him at Arizona last year, in which I told him that same thing there. I don't know. It's I think it's weird because I think the younger generation live in such a fast-paced world, but like growing up, I only got to see them on very few roping tapes and then at the NFR, so they were, I don't want to be blasphemous here, but they were kind of gods to us growing up. Like we thought they walked on water a little bit, so.
Shoot, they still are.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a different feeling even when I seen Champ today. I mean, it's like, I ain't seen him in a while, and it's like Jake said, when you used to watch TV or watch the NFRs or anything, it was like, them guys they were it,
The fact that they know our names and we get to shake their hands, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It really is. I like it.
Champ reminded me of John Wayne today for some reason. When I seen him, I was like, man, that's the Duke or something. You know, he's like John Wayne, but
He's got that
he's
vibe.
he's got that
Cowboys,
vibe.
so.
Yeah, basically.
Yep.
As close as any of us have ever been to John Wayne is Clay O'Brien Cooper.
Clay O'Brien Cooper.
Yep.
Good job, guys. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.